website right now and download my free course on alternate picking mastery. It contains 5 essential exercises that will take you to alternate picking mastery faster than you can imagine. And then I've included my method of how to lay out a practice plan in just 1 to 2 minutes that will absolutely boost your results like nothing you ever tried before. So go download it right now. It's free. Hey, so how do you reproduce or produce the sound of flamenco? Because we're using the same 7 chords and the same minor scale or harmonic minor scale. We're using the same tools basically to create this style of music as we are when we're creating classical music or melodic rock, same scales and chords. So what really defines flamenco? Well, these fast bursts of notes is one thing. And then rhythm is another. It's basically an accent. Like if you think about the different accents of the English language, for instance, we have different things that characterize that. And it's not like you just have to feel your way into the flamenco groove or whatever, right? It's actual practical things that we can learn and identify, right? So let's identify one of the most important, which is those fast bursts of notes. And you don't have to be a top-level alternate picking master in order to do that. In fact, in this video, I'm going to give you some little licks, you could call them, or phrases that can get you started into that, so you can actually begin to reproduce that sound. So let's go close up, and I'll give you some of them. I'll just give you a little demo here again. Right, I'm using the A harmonic minor scale because we're focused on the F and the E major. But so one little example of something that isn't really alternate picking, but is tremolo picking. And what is the difference? Well, tremolo picking for me is just, right, you can tense up in your arm, you can use your whole arm, you can use a very soft pick, which I don't recommend, but just go, you don't need to be that precise, and most people can do it just right off the... Right? You hear the sound of that. It feels very Spanish or gypsy-like. But so I can use that in conjunction with or together with hammer-ons and pull-offs. I can go, right? I set it off with a tremolo pick, and then I just use hammer-ons and pull-offs the rest of the way. And because I'm picking so hard, I get a lot of energy into those hammer-ons and pull-offs. Right? Of course, this is fast hammer-ons and pull-offs as well, but because we're just playing a couple of notes, you can loop these little patterns over and over and over again and become really good at them very fast. And what you have to focus on is whether or not you're getting the right sound out of them. So I recommend that you take this F and the E, right? Play the A harmonic minor in whatever form or shape you know it. And then you can take, instead of having the F barred all the way, you take the E, the Spanish chord, right, the open chord, and push it up 1 fret. Instead of doing that, you can, to get that Spanish sound, you can just fret the root note and then have the E string and the B string open, right? And then just an E major, and then use the harmonic minor scale for this, right? So you just, and to keep the rhythm out of it, basically, you just play the 2 chords, like. Right? And then if you'll do that with your looper pedal, which you of course have, because if you're into soloing, you must have a looper pedal. It's the most important tool because you can define exactly what chords you want to practice playing over. But let's go close up. Let me show you my favorite little speed tricks for this type of music here. The first little trick you must learn is tremolo picking or technique. And that's basically a matter of just picking 1 string and as fast as you can. But I really recommend that you think about your picking depth, because the lower you get or the closer to the body of the guitar you come, the more resistance the string will give you. So if you keep, it's just in the surface of it, so you're just grazing the string, then it's much easier to really achieve a fast picking depth. And then reduce the amount of motion. So you don't have a wide picking motion here, but you have a very small one. I like to do this also when I'm alternate picking, so it's a rotational thing, and this is almost like a pendulum when you do it. You kind of shake your hand like this. Anyone can do that, right? It's much more of an effort to use your whole hand. But if you use your whole hand, your whole arm, if you do that, the picking depth won't really matter that much, because then suddenly you have a huge pendulum with a lot of force that would just pass through the string, whatever, at whatever depth almost. But for the coolest way of doing it, and the most efficient way with the least amount of force, is to use this kind of motion here in this direction, right? So if you can practice that and then use very small movements, right? And you might even use both a little bit, tense up in your arm just to get that effect. And then see if you can, bring, because you want to use that little end of it. So you want to, and then downstroke at the end there. And I'm going to take the harmonic minor shape here. I have the 6th and the 9th fret on the B string, with the 1st and the 4th finger, and then I have the 5th fret down here for our little lick here. And you want to start here in the 6th fret. See if you can go brang, brang. Don't think about how many times you pick the string. It's not it's an effect, right? It's not alternate picking like. It's right. So see if you can do that, and you just have to experiment your way into it. Because once you hit that note the last time, you hammer on to the 9th fret, pull off down to the 6th, and then slide down to the 5th. And if I just do that on one pick stroke, I can actually make the notes come out pretty clearly. But you want to do this slowly in the beginning, so you want to practice just this. Just da ba da 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 da. And then you want to do this as fast as you can once you have it up to speed. Like it becomes just one move and blah, 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 right? But you want to practice it slow. Don't go fast right away. Right? So that's the first little idea here, and you can really, if I play that. Okay, so and the next level, of course, or the next step, is to play other notes. Is to say, okay, I was beginning with this note here, and then I hammer it on and slide it down. So I can take any note. If you have 3 notes on the top E string here, 5, 7, and 8, you can place your first finger in the 7th fret and then go. Or the harmonic minor has the raised 7th there, so you have the 4th, the 5th, and the 7th. And if you take the middle note, put your first finger on that. Right? And once you develop this, you can do a longer tremolo section here, or you can do a shorter. You can go, or you can go, right? So that's the first little trick here that I really recommend you practice and give a lot of thought. Right? And time. The second one here is really effective as well, and I use that. a lot. And it's no bodies. It's not like it's my little lick, and if you play it, you sound like Claus. It's just 3 notes, right? So I recommend you start here. B string, 5th fret. You hammer on to the 6th, and then pull off again, and then hit the note on the next string in the 7th fret on the G string there. So you go, and you can use inside string shift. So you go down, hammer on, pull off, up, and then back to the first note again. And it actually says badalo. It doesn't say. It says. So you do this twice as fast almost. And again, it's not like it has to be in time. It's an effect. But you want to practice it in time to get really good at doing the hammer-ons and pull-offs and everything. Up, down, or down, up, depending on what seems easiest to you. You can do it down here as well. You have the 4th and the 5th fret on the G string. That's part of the A minor scale. Then you, in the 4th finger in the 7th fret on the D string, you can. And of course you have a little bit of a string shift here, but that's, a 10th. It's not that hard because you have a break in between of the hammer-ons pull-off. Right? Right? So that's really effective as well. Another one-string thing that is really, I'm just going to play it for you right here. It's hammer-ons and pull-offs in the ascending version or the descending version, opposite hand movements, on one string. So you pick a note, you hammer on to the next note in the scale, and then you slide down. And you have to do it really fast, because if I'm doing this slow, you almost can't hear the slide, the last note. So I have to go. But you practice it like. Alright, or I can go up, I can slide up as well. And I'm just gonna play it fast. Sounds really exotic in the ascending version. Right? You see how just those little 3 things there can really create that ability to create those little. You can start combining them, of course. You can go right, you go. Right? So that's what really gives you that sound. So let me just demo the whole thing for you with a couple of chords here. Let me just try that again. So click the link below this video if you're on YouTube and go download the tabs so you have them with you so you can remember what to practice. And then pick one of these little ideas and then obsess about it. Play it with focus, total focus, practice it for 15 minutes, maybe half an hour, and then do that every day, just a little bit with total focus. And then bring it to your couch, sit down with your guitar, and watch a whole bunch of sitcoms or educational videos, whatever, and then practice. And make sure you play it thousands of times each day, and that's not difficult, because you are entertained as you do it. But what that does is it brings you out of mediocrity. It brings you out of being good at it. And that's why most people stop. They practice something to the point of good, and then when they get nervous, if they have to play it in front of people, they lose their skills. They can't do it. And they wonder, why can't I do it in front of people? Because you're good at it, right? You don't want to be good at anything. Good is not good enough, and it rarely is in any area of life. Sorry to get so philosophical on you, but you have to move beyond good. So you have like that surplus, that headroom of skills. You want it to become effortless, so you can go with a gun to your head, sweat dripping down your face, right? Because when it's that automatic, you can do it under any circumstances, and then you don't have to focus on the technicalities of playing. Then you can really just play music. Okay? So focus on being, beyond excellent, right? Totally automatic here. And you do that by repeating the same small pattern over and over and over again. And then you don't stop when you're good at it. You keep pushing all the way until it's totally effortless. As easy as brushing your teeth. Okay? So, download the tabs, go check out the updated Fusion Flamenco program, which has a whole section on alternate picking and how to master it on a nylon string acoustic, some key exercises you want to do, and a whole bunch of other stuff. It's a huge program that will inspire you for years to come to really develop your skills in this style of music and give you that ability to just, dazzle any woman or romantic being with your amazing skills and be able to express yourself with that intense emotion that this style of music really represents or can give you. Subscribe for more free videos. Do it. Do it now. Do it.